Does that even make sense? Baba, please lower the volume a bit. Please excuse all the noise you're gonna hear through. Yeah, it's fine, thank you.
I ain't got a clue, bro. I would like to formally welcome myself and you guys to this channel because I have been gone for a while. For those who don't know, I've been absent from this channel for 2 whole years. You last saw me on the, I don't know, you last saw me in December 2020, okay? And this video is basically an update on what's been going on and why I've been gone for 2 years. If you do not know me, my name is Vipulamile. I am a mother of 3. I have 3 girls. I have a 3-year-old turning 4 this year, Azania, and then I have twin girls who are the reason why I have been absent from my channel. So let's get into this video. I hope you guys are well. Hey, I really do. I hope everyone is well. And also, I would just like to take this moment to thank everyone who everyone who DM'd me on my Instagram. Like, I'm really terrible at social media, but I do like every now and then go into my Instagram and stuff. And everyone who just reminded me, like, girl, you have a channel, okay? And you left us hanging. Everyone who checked on me, I really would like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot. It really does. Like, it really does. But yeah, I'm good. I hope you guys are good. Let's get into this update. You guys last saw me December 2020, and I was gonna come back in Jan. Like, this, disappearance was not planned. I was gonna come back, and then literally in Jan, I found out I was pregnant, found out I was having twins. Everyone was shocked. Everyone was shocked. My family, we don't have twins in my family. My boyfriend doesn't have twins in his family. So it was just like, what? Like, what? So I found out I was having twins, and I couldn't come back because I did mention on this channel that you would never ever see me pregnant. Yeah, never. So I found out in Jan, and then I was going to a public clinic. I was going to a clinic in Centurion, and then literally scan, it was 2 cells. And my twins are fraternal, so they're not identical. So they are 10 days apart. Like, I'm still in a bit of disbelief, I'd say, because I was still going for my checkups. And I was like, is it really twins? And also, they're not, these people, like, I saw the scan, they're not believing me, my family is not believing me. They're like, twins from where? So I'm going to the clinic, and then at 20 weeks, I had to go do a scan with a private doctor. Obviously, I went and did scans with a private doctor. He confirmed at like 20 weeks that, like, you're having twins, okay? Right now, we can't really see the gender, but twins go from being really small to being compact in the belly, because it's 2 people and they're sharing the space. So they go from, oh, we can't tell, to like, oh, we should be able to tell, but we can't see anything. So he did warn us about that. He's like, yeah, so with the gender, I don't know, And then, like, I remember my boyfriend was so shocked. I was like, twins? He's like, yeah, just hope that, like, you get to 32 weeks and then you'll be safe. If you're 32 weeks and both of them are like over 2 kgs, you should be fine, no complications. So all along, I'm just like, 32 weeks, 2 kgs, as I'm going to the checkups, right? So at the clinic, they had to refer me to a hospital. And because I live in Centurion, I chose Gallopone, which is in Attridgeville. It was the closest to us. So I chose that one, and I was going there for my checkups. Everything was fine. But public hospitals are not predictable. Like, they're very unpredictable. So one day you go, you're in and out. And the next day you go, it's packed and you have to wait. Like, you're there the whole day. Like, it's unpredictable. But otherwise, it was okay. The service was good. Nothing to complain about. And then I remember I used to go checkups. I was at home. I was living at home, and I would come this side for checkups. I would come, like, I went home with Azania, and I would come here for checkups because Centurion is closer to Attridgeville, right? So now every month I'm going for checkups, and the closer you are, because I remember, to me, like, I think I got to 32 weeks at, like, was it June or August? I don't know, but like, I thought I was gonna give birth in winter, like the winter months. Then my birthday's in August. I'm like, okay, definitely by my birthday I will have given birth. Nothing happens in August. No changes body wise, like physically. I just had a big belly. Nothing really changed. My face didn't really, like, you get bigger, obviously your face gets a bit bigger, but nothing. I didn't have the neck, I didn't have the nose. I don't think I did, at least. And then yeah, I just had this big belly and like stick legs. I still look the same, excuse me. So that time came, my birthday came, nothing. Like, guys, I didn't even get Braxton Hicks, nothing. I got nothing. I got no cramps, no false cramps, nothing. So I'm like, what is going on? And obviously with twins, like, you would think that, like, when, like, multiples in your belly, you think, like, I thought at least, that when this one moves, I'll feel her individually move. Like, I'll feel that, oh, one is moving. No, like, when one moves, it feels like it's just one movement. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, your belly's like this. When one twin moves, it's just like, it's, you can't feel, oh, one is here, oh, this one is moving a leg. You can't feel any of that. Like, I couldn't feel any of that. It was just like, okay, one of the babies, like, the babies are moving. But they would generally be awake at the same time, be asleep at the same time. So, like, if they're moving, it would just be moving. If they're still, you know. It was never like, one is moving, one is not, you know. So, but I never got any false cramps. And then September came. I think from August, I started going every 2 weeks. I think after I hit 35 weeks, I think. I don't know. I don't remember really well. But I think I started going every 2 weeks, and then September hit, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm having spring babies. And I remember my aunt saying, I hope they're born on the 12th, because my uncle's birthday, it was a Sunday, I remember. She's like, nothing? I'm like, nothing, I'm feeling nothing for him. But I remember that week, I had my mucus plug. I was losing my mucus plug bit by bit for like the whole 2 weeks, basically. I was losing my mucus plug. So I wasn't sure that it's mucus plug, because in mucus plug they'll tell you, oh, it's bloody or whatever, you know. So it was just a thick discharge that like would hang out of, like, when I stand up, it hangs out. So I remember I was like, I need to tell the doctor next checkup, which was the Monday on the 13th. So Sunday, my boyfriend comes and fetches us, we come here. And the thing would be that, like, every day they would drop me off at the hospital and then come back home, and then I would, you know, keep them updated, and then they'd come collect me afterwards. So that day, I remember I had even planned to take food with me, because, you know, like I said, public hospital is unpredictable. You could get there, it's packed, you're spending the whole day, you're starving, you're pregnant, you know. I plan to take food, like snacks at least, you know. So I wake up that morning, and like, Azania was different. Like, Azania was so different. She was just like, I wouldn't say she was moody, but she was different. She was just quiet, and she was just quiet, man, which was like unlike her. So I remember in the car, like, I even forgot the food. I forgot to take food. So we leave, and then in the car, I'm busy there, like, Bimbi, I call her Bimbi. So I'm like, Bimbi, are you okay? Like, Bimbi, she's sitting in her car seat, and usually she'll be on my phone. So now, I don't remember clearly, but I think she didn't even want my phone. I don't remember. I think she did have the phone. She was just like, she was just not herself. She was just upset or something, and just quiet, not talking to any of us and stuff. So that obviously messed me up. Like, I was messed up. Like, I remember I was so like, worried because there's nothing I can do. I'm going for this checkup. Like they have to drop me off and come back. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna find out what's wrong with her, you know? So I was very unsettled. And I remember leaving the car, like, bye. And she's like, there, like I don't exist, guys. And obviously I was just like, what's up? What's going on? Is today the day? Like, is she sensing something? Like, what's going on? And like, obviously throughout my pregnancy, like we were trying to prepare her, like, oh, maybe you're gonna have 2 baby sisters. I would tell her like there's 2 babies. And obviously she had just turned 2, like May that year, and it was now September. So she didn't get it, you know. She didn't, but she'd be like, oh, 2 babies. Whenever she'd like wanna touch my belly, she'd be like, hi, 2 babies. You know. So we try to, you know, tell her that it's gonna be 2 babies, but obviously she didn't get it. But I was like, she's definitely sensing something. What's wrong, you know? And I was just hoping it's nothing bad. I just walked away from the car. I was heartbroken. Like the whole day I was not okay. I decided to do the scan when I got there. I decided to do the scan first and then see the doctor afterwards, because like I could wait. I could go like to like stand in line to see the doctor, but he's gonna send me for a scan anyway, you know. I don't know why I thought of this, but I was just like, let me go do the scan first. I did the scan first, and then everything was fine. They were over 2, like that day I was 37 weeks and 3 days. I was full term, and she's like, they had hit 2 kgs, I think at like 35 or 35 weeks at the previous checkup, which was 35 weeks. They had hit 2 kgs. So one was like 2, and then the other was like 2.2 or something. So there was a weight difference. I was like, okay, good. But the scan, fine, I did the scan, and then I went to stand in line to see the doctor. Like I spent the whole day at the hospital, guys, that day. And now I'm not okay. I'm starving. I forgot to take snacks. Like I don't have any money on me. I never have money on me. Like I never have money on me. So I don't have cash on me. I can't even buy something. You know that people come into the hospital selling and stuff, or you can leave and go buy. People are leaving, going outside to buy. So now I'm waiting there for the doctor. So it's a queue, obviously. So now I start feeling pain in my leg, my left leg. My entire leg is painful, right? But now the pressure, yeah, I don't know, but my leg was just painful. And then I'm like, obviously I'm standing, I'm pregnant, so I can't just sit there the whole time. I stand, you know, and when I'm tired of standing, I sit down. And then now it gets to a point where whether I'm standing or sitting, it's just bad. I decided, you know what, I'd rather stand, because now when I stand, I'm putting weight on my right leg because the left one is painful. So I decided, let me just sit down. So I sit down and I noticed that like my leg is getting bigger, like it's swelling up because I was wearing sweatpants. Because yes, it was spring, but it was still a bit chilly. Like, you know, the season doesn't just, you know. So it was still a bit chilly. So I was wearing track pants and sneakers, I remember. And I remember my leg, like the pants getting tighter, especially at the bottom, the pants getting tighter and tighter. And I text my boyfriend, like, my leg is not okay. Like, I don't know what's going on, but my leg is not fine. And then, excuse me, I get to the doctor. So I get to the doctor. Now I'm focused on this leg that's painful. I want to go home. I'm hungry. It's like Madre, right? So I go in, and this doctor is just like, you know, very chatty. We're chatting there. And I had a cold, I remember. He's like, oh, you have a cold. Lynn, I've had this cold, but when I test for COVID, it's negative, whatever. I'm like, lucky you, whatever. And then he gets me on the bed, he checks me, whatever. I sit down. I literally had almost forgotten to tell him about my discharge. So now I get off the bed, I sit down, and I'm there, like I'm texting my boyfriend, like, you guys can, you know, head out. I'm almost done with the doctor. So by the time I get out, like the hospital is big, it's a big yard. So by the time I get out, you guys are gonna be here. Just yeah, you guys can head out. And then I remember just as we were about to like wrap up, I'm like, yo, my discharge is different. He's like, what's wrong with your discharge? I'm like, I don't know, it's just thick, it's slimy, it's just different, okay? And then he's like, get on the bed. I take off my pants, I get on the bed. Literally, he checks, obviously. He hadn't checked me. You know, he had just checked the belly. So he checks inside, he inserts his 2 fingers, and literally all I saw was blood when that hand came out. I was like, my eyes were this big. Because I'm like, I almost left that hospital. Okay. So now he comes out with blood. He's like, okay, I'll be right back. He calls for second opinion. The doctor comes. A different doctor comes, checks me. She's like, listen, boo-boo, you are in active labor. You are in labor. Your baby is right here. Hence, your leg is painful. The baby is breached, therefore putting weight on the nerves, like the nerves on your leg. So now your leg is painful. So that means it has to be a C-section, because what I'm feeling as I insert my fingers is the baby's bums. And like this baby is coming kamara, like she's trying to come out bums first or bottoms first, whatever. And I'm just there like, how come I'm not in pain? They're like, yeah, you are in active labor. And I'm like, what? I get off the bed, I'm signing there. They're like, this is why you're having a C-section. Do I understand? I'm like, yes, I sign. They're like, we have to test you for COVID. I sign. They test me for COVID. Guys, now I have to text my boyfriend, like, listen, you need to turn around, take the baby home. Like, home is still in Pretoria, guys. So it's just further from Atteridgeville. But home is still in Pretoria. So I'm like, you need to turn back, guys, and turn back, pack Bimbi's bag, and take her home. Just tell them that I'm booked for a C-section, I'm admitted, I'll update them as soon as I can, and come back and pack my bags and bring them to the hospital. So now he turns back, does all of that. I'm here, I go get my blood drawn. I have to insert this thing, catheter, whatever, the pee thing. I insert the pee thing, and this lady is like, you're saying you're in, like, you don't feel pain. I'm like, I don't feel pain, it's just my leg, like I'm limping, obviously. I'm like, my leg is so painful, but otherwise I literally had no idea. Like, I'm not even joking, I'm not lying, I cannot feel a thing. And she's like, you are so lucky, like you're very lucky, like not to feel anything. I'm like, yo, but now I would have left and gone home and probably gone into labor at home. That time, you know, it was just a lot. So they booked me. I was in the maternity ward for the checkup, so I have to now go into the labor ward to prep for labor, I guess. So like, that hospital is good, guys. It's really good. So I honestly don't have any comments with how it looks or the treatment or anything like that. I honestly, it was smooth sailing. Everyone was kind. Everyone was just like, it was just a good experience, I don't want to lie. So and I really didn't see that many people. It was just very spacious, and like, your space was your space, and there was nothing dramatic going on for you, like for me to notice and be telling you guys, you know. So I wouldn't really call this video like a public hospital experience, because there was no public hospital things going on. I don't know if that makes sense. But I went into the labor ward, and I went into a room. It was different in that it was rooms. There was this side where it was rooms, and then the other side was just like a room and beds separated by curtains and stuff. So I was this side by the rooms. So it's a room, it's rooms next to each other, and curtains, like the doors are curtains. So now I'm there, I'm laying down, they take my phone. The last thing I said to my boyfriend was, pack my bag, I want a pillow, I want this, I want this. I want my gown, I want my polo fleece, I want, I'm giving him a list. And yeah, that's it. Bring it to the hospital. I'm the labor ward. I don't know the number. I'm in the labor ward, right? And I thought they were gonna let him in, obviously, but they didn't. They took my bags and my clothes and my phone and everything. I don't know where they take them, but they took them. And then I was there waiting now. I was waiting for, and this is, I don't remember. Was it 5 at this point? I'm waiting. They're like, you're gonna give birth. You have to go into the operation room tonight. Like, you are in active labor. If you don't operate, you're gonna give birth with which can't happen, right? So now I'm waiting there. I know that I'm gonna go in before midnight tonight. It's the 13th. I'm waiting, and the pain is just, my leg is better obviously because I'm lying down. I can't feel the leg anymore. But now the contractions are starting. I'm like, oh, okay, now I can feel that I'm in labor. And then, but I remember being so scared, guys. Like, I was so scared. I remember just like hearing other women in the ward, like in pain and delivering naturally and stuff. And I remember being envious, like, why can't I just give, because I wanted a natural delivery. I wanted to give birth naturally, honestly. And my family kept on prepping me, like, listen, Bibilo, don't be too ambitious. If they say C-section, just go for it. Obviously, they were scared because they hadn't experienced a twin pregnancy. Like, even my belly was just scaring them. Everything scared them. Like, oh my God. Sidetrack. I had stopped hutlapa in a tub. I stopped bathing in a tub. I now would use, those tubs you use, the plastic ones. I would use a big plastic tub so I could bath in my room, like with Bambi there and stuff. So now, because I was afraid to fall, obviously, my belly was big and I was skinny still. So I was afraid to fall, okay? So I had stopped bathing in a bathtub, in the bathroom. I'd bath in my room in a plastic tub. And I remember my aunt coming into my bedroom like, oh my God, what, do you need help? Should I bath you? I'm like, girl, I do this every day. No one helps me with that. I kept these every day, but she was so like scared. Oh my God, you're so big. You need to give birth. You can't do this. This is too much on your body. This is a lot. So now obviously they had prepped me like, listen, you might have to let go of this natural delivery idea. Be open to it being C-section. Don't be disappointed in your body thinking, oh, I failed or whatever. No, this is 2 people we're talking about, right? So I was prepped in that sense, but also I was scared, guys. Like, I've given birth naturally, so obviously I'm going to want to give birth naturally. I've given birth naturally. It was 1, 2, 3. The baby was here. So this whole not being in control, like, I couldn't walk up and down. I couldn't, guys, it was just right. I remember I was crying. At some point I cried. I was like, it was just too much. When I parted ways with my child, she wasn't okay. I didn't get to talk to my child, and I didn't get, like, I was just in my head, just like, is my child okay? Obviously she's at home, she's okay. But now I'm just like, I guess she was sensing that the twins are coming. Oh my God, like, I was just so emotional and just like, can I do this? Can I really do this? Like, I'm the first to do this in my family. Can I really? Like, why me? Why me? Like, it was just so scary knowing that no one in my family can be like, oh, Bella, this is what you can expect. They're all just like, what is this? What is going on? So it was scary. I remember no one in my family has ever done C-section. None of them, nobody, no one has given birth a C-section at home. No one. So no one, like, it was just so scary, guys. I remember just thinking, just crying, silently crying in that room, laying down with the strap on my stomach and stuff, the heart monitor. And I was like, I just decided, I was like, you know what? This is bigger than you, but there's a reason why I was chosen, you know, to start this in my family. Because now I think about it, I'm like, now one of my twins is gonna have twins. Now it's a thing, you know, it might skip a generation, but now it's a thing in my family. That maybe it's not a thing, maybe I'm just, you know, the only one who's ever done it, and you know, I don't know. But if it isn't, then I've started something for generations to come. So I was just like, this is bigger than you. You can do this. God chose you for a reason. I just was affirming myself. I was praying, like, I'm gonna look back years from, like, even a year from now, after all of this, and I'm just gonna be amazed at how good Mudimu has been in my life, in my kids' life, and all of that. So I just did a mini prayer and stopped crying, and I just laid there and waited, and they would come and check on me, obviously on dilation. And then at 10 p.m. they came in, they wheeled me to the OR, and before you go in, they ask you, do you know why you're getting a C-section? I'm like, yes. They're like, why? Because the leading twin is breached. The other twin wasn't breached, by the way, so the leading twin was breached. If one of them is breached, it's not happening, I don't know, but for me the leading twin was breached. So yeah, so I told them, I'm getting a C-section because the leading twin is breached. They're like, okay, good. Then they take me in. My C-section was done by women only. There was a guy there, but he was a student. He was sitting on the side, I remember. And again, like when I got into that room, it was just like, it was like, it's happening. And they're like, just sit like this, and they do the epidural or whatever it is, and you're paralyzed and you're there like you're on a cross. And I remember just feeling powerless, like I was completely out, like I had no control whatsoever, which is what I was scared of. I had no control. Like, obviously natural delivery, I'm in control. I get to push, I control the pushing, I'm in control, right? I can walk, I can do all these things to make or break the process. But there I was, these people who are standing, these lights, all these people who I don't know, I just met you now, you know, you're gonna cut me open, you're gonna take my children. Just like, I felt so vulnerable. I really need my now, yeah. If it wasn't for the money,